Well, I may have just been talking bollocks. UKIP just got about 2,500 votes in this one seat that's just declared, compared to BNP like 1,000 and Green's about 500. Interesting. They're all losing their minds. Dimbleby can't read simple graphs anymore. He actually looks like he's about to nod off. Not from boredom. He just can't take it anymore, poor old timer. And Jeremy Paxman's losing the plot. He keeps confusing everybody's names. They're all losing it. Come on, fellas. It's 1:10. It hasn't even begun yet, guys. Get a grip. 1:30 in the morning, 12-4-2 seats. That's 12 Labour, 4 Tory, and 2 Lib Dem. David Blunkett's just been on the Beeb, basically saying that it's a very early stage, but he thinks Labour have lost, and he thinks that the Tories will actually form, have a majority, and won't even have to go into coalition. And that's quite an interesting admission from Blunkett there. Especially since Alistair Campbell was on a few minutes before, basically, putting his delicious spin on things as usual. So, we'll see, as Blunkett says, in the next couple of hours it will become very clear, but he's already basically himself conceded defeat. So we'll see. So a few minutes ago, Gordon Brown's constituency results came in. He held his seat, of course. And he gave a very, very interesting speech, which Robinson and all the rest were analysing. And it's true, he didn't concede the election, nowhere near. He specifically said it's very early days yet. But his words were very carefully chosen. Something that stood out to me was he did give a few hints, saying, we need to move forward with reform, etc., etc. Again, clearly throwing out a line to the Lib Dems, such that, if it's possible for Labour to soldier on and form a coalition government, they will do it. It's not entirely clear which way the election's going yet, but there are swings to the Tories all over the shop. So, but his speech was very, very interesting. You could see in his body language as well, not just the very, very careful wording of his speech. His body language, he looked like a defeated man, to be perfectly honest, but one who was, well, anyway, yeah, so, yeah. $1:54 in the morning here. Ed Miliband's just been on. Pattern emerging. Started going on about pretty much the first thing that came out of his bloody gob was the British people have clearly voted in favour of voting reform because bloody la la again, really and really speaking, mentioning the Lib Dems in kind of favourable terms, like, us and the Lib Dems, people, we know that we're the ones who want to change it. We are just here. Oh, how very convenient that Labour's all of a sudden coming out of this crap. So, yeah. At the moment, overall, about 56 seats have declared, about 600 to go. And Labour are down 2 at the moment. The Tories up 3. The swing to the Tories seems to be about 3%. It could well be a hung parliament. So, yeah, let's see how this punes out. Another interesting thing is I'm not entirely sure, but how long is this video going to be? I think it's going to have to be several. I said 10 minutes in the beginning, didn't I? I think it's going to have to be several blogs, but I hope it's not more than 20 minutes, because frankly, no one's going to watch more than... You're not even listening to me now, are you? You've probably already switched off, haven't you? Anyway, see ya. Glasgow East has just declared Labour won. Very interesting thing so far is that in Scotland the Tories are not only not making progress, they seem to be going backwards. There's a swing so far after about 60 odd seats declared nationwide. In Scotland, a swing of about 1% to Labour against the Tories. Lib Dems not really doing anything. I mean, surprisingly weak so far, I have to say. Follow up on the BNP UKIP Green thing. Actually, it's not quite as one-sided as it seemed earlier. They're all three sort of mixing up. Sometimes UKIP's more, sometimes BNP more, Greens, whatever. But yeah, the interesting story is Labour are not quite imploding as we would expect. In Scotland, they're actually doing all right. And in fact, they might be doing better than the Tories, who really are. I mean, it really exemplifies the difference between Scotland and England. I mean, frankly, basically the Tories are completely useless in Scotland, not doing very well in Wales, we have to say, and pretty much all of their seats always come in England. Now, the pundits have talked about this a bit tonight, and it's true. What if we get a Conservative government? Really, it's going to have pretty much zero representation in Scotland and Wales, but it will be the government of the UK. What if they come third or fourth in Scotland, which is quite likely? That's going to increase tensions between England and Scotland, and as a unionist myself, that's not what I want. But it's another interesting little subplot playing out here. So yeah, I'm going to have another cup of coffee now, and but yeah, that's another interesting little story that's unfolding today. Yeah, it's 2:15 in the morning. I almost just flooded my flat. See, there's still about 5 or 6 hours to go before I have to go to work. I mean, I'm gonna get sacked. If this is I filled up my sink because I don't have a little bowl to shave in. So fill up my sink with not fill up my sink. Just put a little tiny bit of water in my sink in the bathroom, just a tiny little drop, so I've got something to shave with. And that was about 15 minutes ago. So that's the latest here from my constituency. 2:25 in the morning now. A little bit Opic, Lib Dem MP for Montgomeryshire. He's lost his seat. Massive swing. What was it? About 13% to the Tories, and this was like number 200 something. Apparently, on the Tory hit list of seats they wanted, it was like number 200 or something. So they're not getting seats that higher up that they think they can get. They're getting these seats with massive swings that they didn't think they had a chance of getting. I mean, it's very, very interesting stuff going on here. I mean, God knows. One thing's for sure, though. The Lib Dems, I mean, really, the Lib Dems are not doing well. I mean, it's, the night's unfolding, and the Lib Dems are really doing very badly. And it seems to be swings to the Tories everywhere, except in Scotland, where the Lib Dems aren't doing well either. It's gone 3 in the morning, folks, and I'm still incredibly still awake. Whitney have declared Cameron's won his seat, regained his seat, 20,000 odd majority, not really that surprising. What was really interesting was his speech. He wasn't claiming victory, but he claimed very strongly that Labour are finished, Labour have lost the right to govern, they've had it. One thing that was really interesting is that Cameron was very, very careful and very hesitant. He said, whatever may happen, whatever the future may be, however things turn out. And he didn't actually say, I will lead the Conservatives, blah, blah, blah. He said, I will do my part to help the Conservatives. I will blah, 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 blah. But it was a very hesitant speech because at this stage it's still really not clear what's going on. On the BBC website here, just to supplement what's going on the television, the Conservatives at the moment have 32.9% of the popular vote, Labour 28.8%, Lib Dems 20.3%. It's a swing of 4.8% to the Conservatives at the moment. And in terms of the seats, Tories are up 19 from last general election, Labour are down, which leaves it at 78 for the Conservatives and 81 for Labour. However, just to clarify, the Tories do seem to be on to be winning by the end of the night more seats than the Conservatives more seats than Labour. So we'll see what's going to happen here. But Cameron's speech was quite interesting. YouTube it tomorrow.